I'm Corey Harding-Keizs of CHK Real Estate in Port Credit, Mississauga. Today I'm with the founder of Cabin, Louis, a brand that really captures what it means to create something thoughtful, community-focused, and rooted in how we live every day. I'm excited to learn more about the why. Why Cabin, why Port Credit, and what community means to him. Let's start at the beginning. Where did the idea come from for Cabin? Was it lifestyle inspired or a moment? I'm so curious.
Well, of course, I grew up in barbershops. My father owned successful barbershop in Kitchener, actually.
Okay.
And so I was the shop kid. You know, whenever I got a chance to visit, I'd be folding the towels and whatnot, and didn't realize how important or impactful a men's shop was until I was much older. And a friend of mine approached me and thought that this would be a cool idea if we were to create a place where guys can go and get advice on style. And although I love that idea, I didn't know how I could monetize it. I didn't know how I could make that work. And so, you know, after a little while, that idea just started to grow. The seed was planted, and then the concept was to create an environment where guys could find a little safe haven, find a piece of nostalgia, get back to our roots. Because I think there was a void in men's grooming where for quite a while, the whole trend was that you would go to a salon, which was perfectly fine. We ended up going to our wives or our sister or our mother's, you know, beauty salons and having different styles at the time. Longer hair was more popular. And barbershops just slowly faded by the wayside. And I thought this was a good chance for us to have a renaissance. And, you know, barbering is a skilled trade, and it's a tried, true, tested kind of environment that we didn't know we missed until we didn't have it. And so the concept came from creating a gathering space, a social hub, a community, and not just the transactional haircutting or beard trims or face shaves. It was more along the lines of creating a place where guys can be guys. And when we were developing the brand, I wanted to be inclusionary. I wanted everybody to feel welcome.
Yeah, for sure.
And so on our front door, it says, "For gentlemen, tastemakers, and those who love them."
I've never seen that.
So if you fit into one of those categories, you're always welcome at Cabin. And from the moment we opened the doors until today, it's been that I guess people have compared it to a warm hug. You know, you walk in and you feel like
that's exactly what it feels like.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, that was the intention without even knowing that was our goal. That's the outcome. People have always commented on the fact that they feel they've walked into a place of comfort. And I think that that's our point of difference. I think that barbershops, no matter where they are and what version of a barbershop they are, they're really important. And so there's room for many different types of men's grooming shops, but this one is more than the haircut.
I mean, it sure is. And if people don't know, they don't know. You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
Right? Because Cabin, to me, it's so much more than just a barbershop. I mean, I've been to so many events here, and you even have, you know, your famous ladies' night, but it's community. Like, it's very community-based. And I know you're very community-based. And it was, you know, why was it important to establish this in Port Credit?
Well, Port Credit was, for me, not just the location, it would be the foundation, because it's my hometown, which gave me an opportunity to do something close to home, which allowed me to be here more often than not. And I love the fact that just knowing kind of like the nature of the people, the environment, we have this social, economical mix in Port Credit that makes it really dynamic. I thought this was the best place to put some meeting spot, a community environment, and then celebrate community and bring them in for every other reason than haircutting. Haircutting just happens to be a byproduct of the fact that this is a community hub, where at times you'll end up getting people in the back room here that just come to hang out.
I love that.
Me too.
Right? I mean, I've come here, I've gotten the bonded jewelry here. I've come, you know, so many things. And I mean, talk to me about like Cabin Goods. So you have like some product here as well. And how'd that come to be? Yeah,
we thought that if we were going to put product on the shelves, we would try our best to make every effort to have it produced and created by makers in Canada. If we couldn't, then the products that we put on that were international or from the US, were high quality, high grade products that people didn't know they wanted until they received them. And then they loved the idea of receiving them. So the kind of test was anything that's on the shelves, we would like to receive it as gifts, but more importantly, we'd love to give it as a gift. And so then all of a sudden this transactional moment of getting your hair cut and cleaned up and you coming in for what is a regular routine, kind of spills into the idea that maybe you'll find something that you didn't know that you'd love, from whiskey glasses to cigar accessories to pocket squares and bow ties and things you wouldn't normally expect to see in a personal grooming shop. And so as we put products on the shelves, we decided that there's certain things that we like about a number of different products. Why don't we take the best of the best of and then try to craft our own? And so likely the number one selling product in our shop.
I was going to ask you that. What is it?
Well, aside from of underwear, like seems to be the number one. You come in for a haircut, you leave with underwear. Who would have expected?
I've come here for your ladies' night and done my stocking for my husband.
Oh yeah,
right, and those end up in them.
The stockings that are stuffed with our underwear is like a phenomenon. It really is. And I'll tell you, the amount of underwear that have gone through the register here is like, we could be manufacturing it in the basement and it wouldn't be fast enough. But the number one product beyond underwear is our beard grooming product. It's our beard oil, and it's under the brand Common Goods. That's a brand that we created as a house brand. Our goal is to continually evolve that brand so that we can make it available in grooming shops around North America.
Oh, I love
that.
And
only because we've tried it, we've tested it, and we wanted to make sure that if we love it, we're sharing it with everybody else. And so that to us is like a development that as we keep on growing and evolving, we're finding more reasons to evolve that product line and make more offerings and cool things that we think other people would love.
Yeah, no, I love the underwear been popular at home as well as the beard oil, but I love your candles too.
Oh, candles.
The last time I was here, I got a candle. And
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, the candle's really good.
Really great quality. And that's the real test, is that we find makers that are not only proud of the stuff they make, but it's enduring, it's long lasting, it's reasonably priced. And I think that in every one of the products that makes its way to the shelf, we've got those things in mind. So when people talk about the gifts they receive at holiday or Father's Day or even Valentine's, to that point, that our partners and our lady friends have found for us, and they tell me that these things get lit, and oh my God, that fragrance that goes through the air in our house is like, it reminds me of the shop. It reminds me of you. And when you can get into somebody's house like that and you're not even there, that's a pretty special moment.
It is definitely a special moment. Nobody knows better than you about building brands, right? That's what you do. That's what you're known for. I didn't know that's something that you're just amazing at. What has been, or has there been a challenge, or what has been the toughest thing that you've experienced growing your brand of Cabin?
Well, thanks. That's nice words. I really enjoy the idea that in any instance we can deliver unreasonable hospitality and experiences. So the challenge for us is self-imposed. It's about always making sure that whether you've been here one time or 100 times, that you still walk out with a wow, that we've done something that makes you feel better than when you walked in.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, that would be our ultimate goal and our challenge. But I think more than anything, we're kind of like an under the radar marketing machine.
I think so.
We don't tell everybody what we're doing. We invite people, they invite their friends, they tell their friends. And I recall one of the comments in the early days when we were selling gift cards for holiday, that there was an emotional moment for somebody and their father when they opened up this gift card around the tree. The whole family's there. And it was like a flashback for him when he was a kid and his father took him to the barbershop for his first hot towel shave, and those Renaissance moments, those vintage clips of your life, when you get to replay them, and we've had our hand in creating something special there. Those are the constant challenges that I want to make sure that we're meeting up to and we're exceeding, and we make people excited about what's going on. That's why building events around the environment and why the environment looks the way it is because it's a feel-good moment. And if we can take that, put it into a small package that gets opened at a birthday or a Father's Day or Christmas or whatever that holiday is, then I think that that's something that we'll always strive to do. And one of the challenges that we put in our kind of like, let's make sure we've always got that taken care of bucket.
You know, talking about brands and everything that you've done, talk about the Louis brand.
The Louis brand? Is there a Louis brand? Well, I think there's a recognizable face behind everything I do. I show up with big glasses and a big beard. And that somehow has staying power. It definitely cuts through the clutter.
And your dancing feet.
And my dancing feet. I do love a dance floor. Yeah, I don't know that I've ever intended to create a brand, but by hook or crook, there's a recognizable feature, I guess. Well, I'm in the presence of anything I'm doing, whether I'm hosting here at the shop, or I'm putting together a corporate event, or just in general social company. I mean, my personal brand is to deliver joy and happiness. I've understood what purpose is for quite a while. And in every instance, wherever I can, if I can make sure that those touch points have people happy when I leave, then I think I've done what I've set out to do. Whether that was to develop a brand or not, I don't know. But I know that the byproduct of it is that people generally feel happy if they've been in either the company that I keep or the environments that I create. And I think that I'm like a stickler for detail. I can't look past it. I see everything from a different lens, and I'm very, very critical, sometimes to, a disadvantage, where I will change things 10 times to end up back where I started. And that I think could be a disease, I'm not sure, but at least it affords me the opportunity to have people recognize those fine details.
Absolutely.
And then they start to attach them to me. So I hear comments like, now that I see you here, I know it's going to be X, whatever that is.
There's an expectation that I know this is going to be a good time.
Yes.
Or I'm going to leave here feeling real good, which is how I feel with Cabin Fest.
Yes.
Which, I mean, when I first experienced Cabin Fest, it was here in the parking lot
Wow.
out front. And that was amazing. You had to get your ticket to get in. And it was just such a great experience. And you were outside, and it always seemed to be okay weather.
Always.
In the fall, which is my favorite time of year. And you have your stations and the band and shots and food and all the things. But then that grew to a bigger venue at the Small Arms.
At the Small Arms Inspection
Which just
Building.
became a whole other,
I
don't know what you'd call it, but it's such an amazing gathering for the community. Like, if you're not there, where are you?
If you've missed that night, you've missed something special. And that's the comment that I get. It's like, this is the one night that a lot of people look forward to that they don't know. And the outcome is that we've brought a whole bunch of people together. To your point, we started it off as a community event in our parking lot. It took us like 4 weeks to.
And I don't know how you fit so many people in front of that parking lot.
I know we ended up cramming a lot in, but I remember it was funny because Cabin Fest is the continuation of an annual event that we used to have called we, meaning my family, Tammy and I. We used to have an annual event for our friends where we would gather and get together for holiday, stop buying each other Christmas gifts, and started collecting food for a local charity, a food bank or whatnot. We changed charities over the years and then focused our attention on something that was important to us, which was to help end breast cancer. So we did those weekend end breast cancer walks. We ended up attaching an event to that so that we could raise money for those events. We had a very salacious edgy event called Boobalicious. And Boobalicious was a breast cancer awareness event that it made 11 years strong. And
that's an amazing accomplishment.
It was a lot to be said for everybody that helped me bring
And you were
that
behind
together.
that event.
Boobalicious
I've heard of it.
Yeah, it was also, I'm a big fan of not screaming from the mountaintops. I like it to kind of organically grow and fester, and Boobalicious was one of those. By the time we finished our last event, was the 11th event, it was at the docks, Polson Pier. It was
big venue.
It was a big venue. There was thousands of people, and the entertainment lineup, the food, everything that made that event come to life. It was the Pink Party. Cabin Fest, you show up in red plaid. The Boobalicious events, you showed up in pink.
Okay.
And so there's always been that kind of continuity with showing up and feeling united, like community, unity,
Cabin,
united.
yeah, I know
Yes.
cabin fest. If you're not in plaid or in
Yes.
some kind of red or something,
You've missed the boat.
you've missed
or the memo.
Yeah,
You've missed the memo. Well, Cabin Fest was an opportunity here in the front of the shop just to say thank you to the community. I was criticized, questioned in the early
Really?
days about, why are you doing this for people that aren't your customers? Because
Interesting.
we would meet, and the idea was that this was, yes, a client appreciation. And I wanted to thank and celebrate everybody that comes in here and supports us and supports the barbers. And as part of our kind of cabin community, it's a circle. But then I also wanted to extend it outside of that too,
Yeah.
because there's people that may never have the need to be here or have a great relationship with their barber. And my goal has never been to pull those relationships apart. It's always been to celebrate them, but then to become inclusive, bring more people together.
Exactly.
And so that first year, it took us like 4 weeks to get 80 people to respond. They didn't know what they were responding to. By year number 2, we were up to 150. By year number 3, we had 200 people in the parking lot. Luckily, my neighbor here allowed us to extend into this parking lot. And then we had the likes of big bands coming through, 5 bands, DJs and food and all the stuff that you mentioned. It became a really special moment, and to the point where we just couldn't do it here any longer. We had to find another venue, and that's been the goal. I mean, I see the evolution of Cabin Fest moving to an outdoor music festival.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
That's the next steps.
Because it is definitely something.
We had last year 850 people at the Small Arms Inspection Building, raising money for the Compass Food Bank, bringing local talent on stage, as well as local businesses, showcasing and fostering community. It is a night that, although is anchored in Port Credit, it extends far. We've had people visit us from British Columbia, from Winnipeg. We've had people that know the events happening from the States and have booked their weekends away to Toronto to come here and make sure that's the beginning of it. So that to me is a true compliment that we've done something special.
So much.
Yes, and the only way that it really it's a extremely expensive event to produce because I don't stop. We have an incredible partnership with AV companies and with our sponsors that come through to help us bring that to life. And at the end of the day, we're all walking out doing something special for our community. I mean, there's people that are in need, and food insecurity is massive. So if we could, turn everybody's attention to that for a minute of celebration, then we've done a good job.
And I think that's something that I've always really admired of you is not only, you're fun to be around and you have this energy and you leave feeling good, but your initiatives within the community and your give back, like that speaks to me as well, because that's important to me as well. But also, how you're so involved with your family, like you just love your family, like I see. And I think that is just such a beautiful thing, right? Like you're busy, you have the businesses, but family is like at the top.
100%.
And I can see that.
I think it's a trickle down from that is the foundation. I'm the luckiest guy in the world. I really know that. I live that. I've got an incredible family. I've got an incredible partner. Tammy's been beside me the whole way. With every crazy idea that I've ever brought to the table, she's like, well, I'm not going to stop you because there's nothing so it's always been an incredible support. And I think that's what allows you to kind of just spread your wings and be who and what you are. And I get a chance to do that every day. It's magic.
Not that she allows you to be who you are, but there's an appreciation for who you are and trust what you're doing. I'll never forget, I had already known who you were. And then we met Tammy in the community. I was doing some real estate canvassing and got talking to her. I think she was walking the dog. This was a very long time ago. And she was so nice and friendly and talking about what she does and whatnot. And then she was like, oh, my husband has a barber shop. And like, okay, what barber shop? And then when she said, I was like, I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah. That was quite a while ago. Let me ask you you've kind of already answered this, but what is one thing, like if someone hasn't visited Cabin and come in here, what do you want them to experience?
Oh, it's a great question. I think my response is a direct result of what they tell me. And the first thing is that I want them to feel comfortable. I want it to be like that cabin in the woods. You go there for like a rest. You go there for a reprieve or a refuel. Yeah. And in some weird way, in building this out, I wanted this place. If I was going to be here every day, looking at these four walls, I wanted it to feel like this is where I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
I never wanted to, and no disrespect to any other environment. This is not the goal. The goal is to celebrate all of them because there's an audience for everyone. I just wanted the one that we created to be the same kind of vibe where you walk in and you feel like it gives you this warm hug, that you feel at home, like you've always been here.
Yep.
And that you're comfortable just making yourself, immersed in the space, whether you're in the chair getting a service or you're sitting in the back on your laptop, or you come to a whiskey night or
An event,
a ladies' night,
getting a massage, or you're getting your
Right.
hair done, or all kinds of things that have
all those
happened
kind
here.
of things. I think that if I was to put a dot on that, it would be that I want them to feel comfortable. And I want them to feel like they can let their hair down,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no pretense. There's no, you don't have to worry. You don't have to be, you can be unapologetic
Yeah.
here and just be yourself.
So no judgment, just come
No.
and have fun and,
Oh no, we
be
do
who
judge
you are.
people. We judge people all the time, but we don't want them to feel judged.
And you were talking about your cabin community and your team, right? It takes a team to do what you do and the events that you do and whatnot. Talk to me about how like who your team is and how that works,
Well,
because they're an extension of you.
they say that your team is a mirror reflection of you in some form or fashion. I'm fortunate that I think all these people are a step above and better than me, so they make me look really good. But without them, this would be nothing. This would be a faceless environment where the ones that I have here, and it's not easy to find great
No,
people.
and some have been with you quite a bit of time.
Yeah, some have put paint on the walls. And so that is a testament in itself. But they really are, there's a little piece of me in every single one of them. And sometimes those expressions of themselves are even better than whatever I could
Yep.
imagined. So I like celebrating the individual, the personalities that they have, and the value that they bring to the table, because we have these meetings and conversations about creating unreasonable hospitality, which is
Okay.
an incredible book. If you haven't read it, or if anybody watching, if you happen to care about people's outcome and how they interact with you, then they've put into so many words a great way to be, a way of being that puts hospitality first and foremost. And we live and breathe that even without the book.
Yeah.
And so when you have a chance to marry a concept or a theory or a way of being with who and what you are, and you find the people that appreciate that and can be the same as you, if not better, then you got something special going on.
Absolutely.
I
That's
feel
powerful.
and it's evidenced by the, online reviews can be your kiss of death. They can also be your rising star. And we're fortunate that anytime somebody's had an exceptional experience, then we encourage them to please let everybody else know.
Yeah.
If there's ever a problem, please let us know. We're going to be the ones that fix it. So our goal is to constantly evolve and make it better. And that's the mindset of the team
Of
that
the
I
team
have
as
here.
well.
Yeah, they all,
Yep.
it's like, yeah, we're human. And if anything ever went wrong, then we'll fix that. And that's the commitment that I have from all of them. There's no ego. There's no
I
personal
love
issue.
that.
It's like, we're going to just take care of this. We're going to make it great. And those are the moments that we call, we call them hot dog moments. Like, what can we do to bring a hot dog to the table here? Because that's what everybody needs, a good hot dog.
As my son made hot dogs for his lunch today
There you go.
for school.
It's a comfort feeling.
It
It's
is.
good.
It is. I love all of that because, who you surround yourself with, and your team is an extension of you. And I have a team, and I believe that as well. And pouring into your people, and there's a piece of you in all of them, right? So it's very rewarding at the same time. Louis, what does it mean to you to be a leader, to lead? Basically, this is a movement.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think first of all, if you're going to have anybody that's willing to follow a direction that you've helped initiate or you're part of, then you have to be, number one, compassionate. You have to have empathy. If you don't understand it from their point of view and their lens, then you're going to miss some very important pieces. You have to have vision, and you have to have patience. And so
important.
I think if you have those all wrapped up, then you're on your way to the expression of leadership. How you actually deliver that is where you could have that superpower. I don't know that I have it, but I know that a number of people are willing to stand beside me in whatever I want to put my hand into and are supporting me. So something's working.
Something's definitely clicking.
Yeah,
Something's
something's
working.
clicking,
There's definitely
yes.
a superpower there.
There's some kind of power. I think you also, on that note, and thank you for saying that, but I think you have to be humble, and you have to
Yeah, for
remember
sure.
that you're rooted in the origins of being real and human and authentic, and those are all things that I think make for a person that I'd want to follow.
Yeah.
So if I was to look for, what are those leadership qualities or traits, then I would look to people that I think are great leaders and hopefully at least come to a level that's similar to theirs.
For sure, because when you're leading by example, and the people that you're leading, that's going to make an impact on them,
For
right?
sure.
To do better and be better and to step up. Entrepreneurship.
Mm-hmm.
Has that something that's been easy for you, or a skill that you had to build over time?
I don't think entrepreneurship and easy go in the same sentence.
No, I don't think so either.
I think by nature of what it really takes to define an entrepreneur, I would first of all say I'm a serial entrepreneur.
For sure.
I've only ever been employed a few times in my life, and I was running those environments like I owned them. So I was always with this entrepreneurial spirit because I always felt like I needed to lead and I needed to change.
To you.
It's 100% natural. Even when it feels forced, it's natural. Even forcing yourself to be uncomfortable is natural in some form or fashion for me. And I don't really feel like I'm growing or moving unless I'm somewhat uncomfortable. And so, I tend to, there's these moments where you're like, I wish I had started that sooner, but I'm a last minute guy. And I like the pressure of it all. And I find that, just like, mining a diamond, the pressure really actually creates the best diamonds. And so
I think a lot of people are afraid of the pressure or not being ready. And I think there's something that is special about being an entrepreneur where you thrive off that pressure and about that adrenaline.
It's in my DNA.
Yeah.
It's in my DNA.
That's
I only recently have been learning a lot about my astrological sign.
Okay.
I'm a Capricorn, which is by all definitions a natural born leader.
Okay.
And so it's the more that I'm finding out, the more that I'm recognizing that I am a true definition of what it's said that I am, and that is somebody that's going to take the bull by the horns and run with it. And I find that if I'm in these social environments or these team environments, it's really difficult for me to let go of control. It's something that I've been learning over the last decade or so, that oftentimes it's better to let other people come up.
I've
as you
struggled with that as well.
It's a hard one.
Yeah.
But I find that I'm getting the payoff in learning that it's good to let other people shine, and it's not about look at me. It's about, I just feel like we're going to have a better outcome. And so my teams will all tell you that there's no sense in moving that to the final resting place, because Louis is going to change it anyway. Which is,
It's going to put a spin on it.
it's going to be it's a true reflection of the way that I operate, but they also recognize that I'm only ever trying to do it to make it better. Because back to that purpose, if I'm doing it to make it better, it would be that I want the outcome to be more enjoyable. It's creating happiness.
Elevated.
It's definitely something that everybody gets to benefit from if I've done my job right.
For sure. I love that. Tell me what you're most excited for right now with the business and in life in general.
Well, I feel like we've turned a number of corners in the last several years. The challenges that we faced in the weirdest possible time and that we've all grown through are behind us, and they became great learnings for us. So for the cabin brand, I'm excited to expand the footprint, to put more cabins in communities that are just like Port Credit, to have those communities enjoy what we've created here in their own versions. Cabin's one of my worlds. I've got several. And all of them are kind of like working in the same momentum. We're all moving them forward. I'm fortunate that I'm around some incredible people. I want to continue developing those relationships. I'm most excited about just living the moments that I get the chance to live. I'm very clear and realize that I'm fortunate and I'm privileged to be able to have some of the things in my life that some people don't have. So my excitement comes from sharing those moments and getting people excited about the things that are nuances for them. Whether it's a small step for me and a big one for them, I feel like the more chances people have to enjoy the things that I do, the better it is for all of us.
That's so good. That's so good,
Thank you.
right? You know, you're offering something here that people aspire to have or want to be around. There's an attraction here, right, to what Louis is doing, what you're creating within the community, that hug when you come inside,
Yeah.
right? That vibe, that feeling, that inclusion and inclusive. I love that so much. And I mean, you grew up in Port Credit. You're from Port Credit. You do a lot in the community. You're rooted here.
I'm
And
rooted
what
here.
keeps you rooted here? This is your home base.
It's my home base. We live in one of the oldest properties in Southern Ontario. I love it because there's been generations of people ahead of us. They've stood in the same place that I do. They've touched the same walls that I've touched. I feel like their energy is always around me. I sat as a young boy in this parking lot of cabin, waiting for my grandmother and my mother to finish their shift at the factory across the lakeshore, which was at the time called Canadian Admiral. They made appliances. And my family all came from blue collar employment. We were all very average in a lot of respects, in the sense that we didn't have a lot, but we did have a lot. And I'm fortunate that I get to relive those moments when I come into this parking lot. Even today, I remember sitting in the car with my grandfather, waiting for my grandmother to cross
in the same parking lot.
The same parking lot as cabin. So it's
That's
full circle. It's
full
full
circle.
It is.
I was going to
full
say
circle.
that to be here, and this is where cabin exists.
Yes.
Right, and where you grew up, and you know you have ties and your family, and that's so important.
It's more important than I ever thought. I didn't realize how rooted I really am.
Oh, you sure are. I think you're one of the most rooted people. And when I decided to do this series, you were definitely someone that was on my radar to connect with and speak. So thank you so much for sharing more about cabin. I think there's so much more to know, and I'm excited for what you create because I know there's more coming.
There's a lot more.
I know. It's always a fun time.
It's a fun time, and I'm grateful that you thought that this was worthy of this piece, and I get to share some pieces of my life that, if anything, I hope can move, touch, or inspire people to do something similar.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is, sharing, right? Inspiring.
Right.
And sharing your story.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Louis.
Thank you, Corey.
You're welcome. Louis, where can people find you in Port Credit and connect with you?
You can find me online. Of course, cabingoods.ca is where you'll find everything related to cabin, all of our locations, not only Port Credit. And you can reach out to any one of the stores. Otherwise, if you see me on the street or in the grocery store, make sure you say hi. Yeah, we're located on Lakeshore in Port Credit, just west of Cawthra. Or you can find me online at Louis J. Manzo on the Instabox.
Louis, thank you so much for sharing with us, for sharing why you're rooted in Port Credit, what you're offering to the community, all that you've created here at Cabin, and then some. I know you got your hands in a lot of things.
Yes.
And I'm excited for what you do, and enjoy even more events and community initiatives that you are a part of and bring to our beautiful Port Credit community.
Well, thank you for having me, and we'll see you on the shore.
See you on the shore. At the end of the day, it's always about the people, the ones creating something meaningful and the ones who choose to be a part of it. When you visit Cabin or one of their local events, you know just how special it is and the impact Louis and his team have made in our Port Credit community that means so much.